So one thing you might deal with when you are working on this project is how to make a handle. It can be tempting to just take a strip of cardboard or whatever and just stick it on top there and glue it on or tape it on and call it done. So that may not really integrate well with the design that you've chosen, because some of you have some really organic kind of biomorphic shapes that are really beautiful and would maybe benefit from a little more attention, but we can do that without even needing to do much with our materials. We're just going to use our glue, our masking tape, our cardboard, and some scissors. So what I'm going to do is create just a structure for this piece. We are going to glue it on top of our lid here, but then I am going to just use that as a base to wrap and contour with masking tape to give it more of a sculptural quality. So first what I'm going to do is take this piece of cardboard and I'm going to create some wider edges here that we're going to bend back, and this will be where we can put glue to make it nice and secure on top of our lid. And then I'm going to make the handle narrower than I think it needs to be. So I'm making it about 1/4 of an inch as I go down here, cutting away the excess. And then I'm widening out the bottom, and it's kind of like a big awkwardly shaped Q-tip here. Okay. Yeah, mostly centered. Okay, so from there I'm going to do some crimping on this to take out the creases. Make that so your structure will stay kind of soft and biomorphic when we're working with it. Okay, so I've got these wider pieces on the end. I'm going to go ahead and take some glue and put it on a wider spot here. Put it there. Okay. And we can go ahead and just glue down those wider spots. I can open that up a little bit so it's not so crimped looking. There we go. Okay. So I will push that around a couple ways so I can make sure it's centered. You don't want your handle to be off to the side unless you're working with a asymmetrical design, but most of you I think are going to be working with something you want centered where you want that placed. So don't worry right now that it's a little bent looking, because we're going to cover that with some masking tape. Before I do that, I'm going to make sure that glue is dry. I'm going to go ahead and steal from my painter's tape that I'm using for a base for my lid here. I'm just going to take a little piece of that painter's tape. And of course you can make this smaller or larger than I've made this one here. I'm just making this one to fit the lid demo that I'm doing for this piece. Okay, so go ahead, we're going to let those sit down, let those dry for a couple hours.